خالدين فيها لا يبغون عنها حولا.
But these Christian Europeans, they have this slavery mentality because they enslave the people and they cut off from their fathers. So they named after their slave masters. They want Islam to do slavery, not Islam teach us. You name them after their fathers. If someone has no family, he's been lost, he's an orphan, you take care of him, there's no harm with that. Okay? So just expose him, this man, because he put this in his video, a Muslim surprise. Prophet Muhammad never married his adopted son, as we have mentioned. Zayd ibn Haritha had his own father. Zayd ibn Haritha, he was not biologically connected to Prophet Muhammad, he had nothing except he was disciple and a companion of Prophet Muhammad, and someone took care of him. Simple. And Islamically, if someone marry a woman or someone he took care of after he divorces her, then Islamically there is no harm with that. But now we see Christians, they want us to follow the paganism teaching. This God doing a woman's vagina, he said I have to go. That's paganism. We believe the Most High, which is a woman's vagina.
You open something for
Anyways,
he's got delusions of grandeur.
Why? Because they think we have a big problem in our book. Let us accuse the Quran with the same accusation. In their book, Prophet David, they believe, we don't believe that. He killed a man just to sleep with his own wife, the man's wife.
Prophet David and the accusation of adultery. The Bible relates a story about David in which he is accused of committing some very serious sins. From the roof he saw a woman bathing. The woman was very beautiful, and David sent someone to find out about her. She, Bathsheba, came to him, and he slept with her. Then she went back home. The woman conceived and sent word to David saying, I am pregnant. Bathsheba was married, and so when David found out she was pregnant with his child, instead of taking responsibility and publicly confessing his sins, he instead compounds his sins by having her husband killed. Perhaps even more strangely, God allegedly struck the child that was born from the adulterous relationship with a lethal illness. But because by doing this you have shown utter contempt for the Lord, the son born to you will die. This contradicts a basic principle of justice laid out in the Bible. Parents are not to be put to death for their children, nor children put to death for their parents. Each will die for their own sin. So according to Old Testament law, it was David and Bathsheba that both deserved death for their sins, not their innocent child. Such stories don't just reflect badly on David, they also portray God as being unjust. The Quran relates a similar story about David. However, unlike the Bible, he does not commit the sins of adultery and murder. Rather, he makes a mistake when judging a dispute between two parties and immediately repents. Then David realized that we had been testing him, so he asked his Lord for forgiveness, fell down on his knees, and repented. We forgave him, i.e., for his misdeed. His reward will be nearness to us, a good place to return to. The Quran not only rejects the accusation of adultery and murder, but it also portrays David in a noble light as someone who takes responsibility and seeks God's forgiveness for the smallest of mistakes.
Anyway, سبحانك الله بحمدك أشهد أن لا إله إلا أنت أستغفرك وأتوب إليك وصلى الله نبينا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين وسلم تسليما كثيرا.